What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's tanks doing? I got a quick update I wanted to do on my 20-gallon long discus tank. Some new updates. I kind of want to piggyback ride a little bit on the last video I made about the fish. As you guys can see, I added another discus to the tank back in there, the big red one. That is a Marlboro Red. Some people call them Marlboro Red. Some people call them they call them red melons. If I'm wrong, you guys can please correct me. Comment below. Adding this fish definitely did something to the tank. It made it a lot more live. I just made a DIY tripod that I'm using right now. I just think it's easier to do videos this way, and the camera's not shaking around, and I don't want my viewers to have a headache watching my videos. So I added the red melon in maybe like 2 days ago, and it adjusted perfectly. I just temperature acclimated, drip acclimated, and it never hid, not once, as soon as I put it in the tank. And as you can see, he's the he or she is the biggest discus, biggest fish in the tank. But that doesn't stop the pecking order, believe it or not. It's kind of funny. I was sitting here watching the fish, and everybody was just doing fine. They were getting along. The other two, my pigeon blood and my blue turquoise, they'd swim around here and there. They were semi-active. Now they run up, they beg for food, which is awesome. It took me a while talking about patience with these fish, man, because these fish didn't eat for a good while, but now they come up to the tank, and they're begging for food now. So they're eating great. But yeah, but back to the fish. Like I said, even though this new fish is a lot bigger than both of them, there was still a pecking order going on. So still, and believe it or not, you could even see it now. My blue turquoise, he's messing with him. He's been poking at him a little bit, and it was pretty aggressive in the beginning, but now I think it's calmed down some. In the red, I have seen him kind of peck maybe once or twice back, saying like, all right, little guy, that's enough. And I remember the next time the blue turquoise thought about it before he threw that little jab. He definitely sat there and thought about it, like, wait a minute, he might hit me back. So like I said, you can see him right now. They're pretty cool, but once in a while my blue turquoise will mess with him. And I even noticed that he might even mess with the pigeon blood from time to time. But like I said, there's always gonna be that pecking order with discus, cichlids, stuff like that. It's just what it is. But you just want to monitor it, watch it, make sure it doesn't get too bad. I mean, as long as there's not like ripped up fins and holes in the fish, then they'll be all right. It's just part of what they do. But they are a schooling fish, and because the new red one doesn't hide at all, these fish are now way more active. The second I put this red one in, now my fish never hide. They come up to me, they beg for food. My pigeon blood and my blue turquoise are eating like crazy. I feed them 3 times a day. I feed them flakes, and I also feed them beef heart. The red one hasn't eaten yet, but I know I just have to give him time because he's only been in here for, shoot, I don't know, not even 24 hours, not even a whole day. But he looks like he's ready to eat. Like he doesn't look skinny at all. He's got plenty of weight on him. And he swims up with the other guys for food, which I'll show you right now. I'll try to bring him over this way to get a decent shot. But I'm gonna do that now for you guys. Okay. I'll try to bring them over here. Sometimes when they see my hand and they come up, they might be a little freaked out by the tripod. But you can see they're pretty They're pretty responsive. I don't know if I got that in video. I don't think so. Well, it's funny when you video it, they never do it. But um, either way, I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of the tank. I did a water change last night. Like I've been telling you guys, you know, with these fish, you really want to stress water changes. They need very clean water. I do a water change, me personally, on this 20-gallon. I do maybe like last night I did like a 50% water change, but sometimes I might just do like a 20% where I'm just siphoning out the food or the fish waste. These guys do produce a good amount of waste, so you really need good filtration, and you want to stay on top of your water changes. That is, that's a must with these fish. And the UV light is doing amazing. I'm not, I hope you guys can see the clarity of the water. I'm gonna do a side view in a minute so you can actually see, how clear this tank is. It's doing great. I want to keep it just like this. I want to keep it bare bottom. I never want to add any kind of substrate to this tank. I love just this one piece of driftwood, and I think really that's all I'll do until I get a bigger tank. Now, with that said, I know I might, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh man, 3 discus in a 20-gallon." I get it. I'm already looking for, a minimum size of a 55-gallon, and then I'm gonna set that up in my dining room, and then I'll be moving the fish from my bedroom to my dining room where they could, grow out even bigger because, like I said, these two, I haven't got the red one, but he's already, the red one has to be at least, I'd say 3.5 inches, maybe a little bit more. He's a big boy or girl. But the other ones, they're eating like pigs, which is awesome. Like I said, it took a lot of time. Be patient with them. Feed them. Even if you don't see them eating, just feed it. Leave the food in the tank. Let it settle to the bottom and just leave the light on for them so they can see the food. And eventually they will slowly pick at it. And that's all you got to get them. You just got to get them picking at it. Once they pick at it, eventually they're going to get hungry enough and they're going to eat. And it's a lot easier for juveniles to eat if they're with a school. That's one thing. Like you guys remember, I just had 2 fish and they mostly just stayed in the corner. But if just this third one, this one that's always out, now they're always out. And like I said, they're doing great. I'm gonna see if I get them to come up to the glass. Here we go. You see, now they just come right up to me and they're I could hand feed these guys, which I couldn't do a week ago. If I got this close to the tank, man, they would have ran. They'd have ran and hidden that corner behind that UV light like crazy. But we're gonna do a side view of the tank. Zoom in a little bit more on the fish. There they are, beautiful. You could see the marble red is just stunning. I mean, when I saw him, I knew I was getting him. And the blue turquoise, you can see his color is getting nicer and nicer. And he's actually the bully of the tank. Even though he's the smallest one, he's the bully, believe it or not. And look how big, these two are. And they're like terrified of this little guy. But here's my pigeon blood. He has some peppering on him. But you could see his pattern. Once he gets bigger, puts on more size, matures, I think he's gonna have a really, really nice pattern on him. And as you know, for the red melons, their whole body turns red. You can see the eye. Really beautiful fish with some black fins. And the blue turquoise, my girlfriend didn't even notice. She just saw the vertical lines. I said, yeah, but look at the horizontal pattern. It's almost like a snakeskin pattern, but it's so beautiful. And I actually was at the fish store here locally, and I saw this same fish, but it was probably 1.5 inches bigger. And I said, okay, yeah. Once he's like, that's the thing about you juveniles, man. They're nowhere near their potential of, they're nowhere near what their full pattern, their full color. This is the grooming process. When they're this size, guys, power feed them 2 to 3 times a day. I do a water change. Probably every other day. I do mine every 2 to 3 days. And lately, tell you the truth, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just grab a net. Like there's some fish waste right there. I'll probably just grab my net and just grab it up real quick, just swoop it up real quick and be done. That's another way. You know what I mean? Just keep their water clean and keep it warm. As you can see, I'm running a Fluval 200 watt, and I run my temperature at 86 degrees. Now we're gonna do a side view. The fish are being really good for the camera now, which is awesome. But you know, you can see the beauty of these fish. I mean, you know, so easy to fall in love with these fish, man. They're just stunning, you know. But even when I get my 55 gallon or 75 gallon, whatever I decide to do, I'm gonna do the same formula. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do bare bottom, and I'm gonna do driftwood. You know, in the bigger tank, I might have 2 pieces of driftwood or three pieces. Something real simple, but I'm going bare bottom. I want them to grow. I want them to get big and colorful. But I do have a question for you guys. As far as color, as you know, the fish being as vibrant as they could be. You know, what's the best background? I know black isn't the best because I know it could cause peppering, which I really don't want that. My fish already have some peppering, but it's not like too bad. The little blue one, the turquoise, has no peppering whatsoever, but these two have some on them. But you know, it's not like a huge deal. But I didn't know if white would be a good, or blue, or light blue, or does it matter at all? Or is a clear background okay, like what I'm doing now? But guys, please comment below. Anything about discus fish, anything you guys, any advice you guys could throw me. If you like the video, if you guys, what you guys want to see next. If you guys want to see a live feeding, I could do a live feeding, and I could show you guys how I feed them the beef heart, and you know, watch them tear it up. But besides that, guys, view the video, share it, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.